Welcome, Curbside Sports. Rory here, my man Bird across the way right there, giving the peace sign, saying what's up. I put a little message down there on the bottom for you right there. I don't know if you can read my message, but I put that
Yeah,
specifically there for you because I know
yeah,
you are a big Beatles fan.
yeah. Love it.
Yeah, so I
I'm
am
the
the one.
walrus. Good
Choo
stuff.
choo choo. Yeah. I put that
Amen.
there for you. Um, so like I said, curbside sports. We're gonna go ahead and get right on into it. Bird, go ahead, take it away, man.
Yeah, so first thing open up right now, NBA Finals going on. We'll talk a little bit. Denver getting there, sweeping LA 4-0. Miami winning a game 7 over Boston, which was an absolute crazy series because last time we talked, that series was up 3-0 for Miami, and then Boston comes back and pretty much gets it to a game 7, but Miami prevails. So right now we got Miami Denver. Denver's holding steady by a 10-point lead. So this is what Denver does, though. Teams keep it close, but Denver keeps staying in the lead, or Denver just stays consistent. And I just, once again, don't see the series being any different. But, man, after seeing what Miami's done, you can't doubt that they could possibly pull it off, too.
I will go ahead and say I agree with that. The thing that was really intriguing to me was what Jimmy Butler said after the Game 6 loss, which was devastating. Dude, I thought that was it. Did you not? I thought that was it. I
Yeah,
did. When the Celtics won Game 6, I was like, buddy,
yeah,
Miami's got to go into freaking Boston and freaking win this game in Boston. No way is that going to happen. No freaking way. Jimmy says, we're going to go into Boston and we're going to win. And if he didn't hold true to what he said, you know, the guy has had an MVP playoff run without a doubt. I mean, he's the heart and soul of that Miami team. And boy, let me tell you what, man, do I feel bad for the Celtic faithful? Holy cow. Holy cow. You and I kind of touched on a little bit, is this kind of the curse of the Bambino is struck back into Boston type deal? And man,
yeah.
that's gotta hurt to get to win, to lose three, win three, and then lose Game 7 at home. That's gotta be devastating. It's gotta be
Yeah.
devastating.
But it was during the Philly series too. They had lost gas and it looked like they were done. And after watching them those 3 games, man, I was like, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. They're gonna pull off the miracle. But man, when I watched them play in Game 7, plus Tatum getting his ankle rolled, that didn't help him out either. But still, it was lackluster. And Miami went right under Butler and said, "All right, let's roll with this dude because
Yeah,
he,
yeah.
he believes we're gonna win, and that's what we're gonna do." And that's exactly what they did. And they didn't have to return their plane tickets for their flight to Denver. So
Well, and it's funny too because they already had their tickets paid. That was the
yeah,
funny thing. They already had their tickets ready to go. Word got to the Celtics that these guys they're coming to our house. They already got their tickets ready to what? And
yep,
then for it to still come to fruition, I just, hats off to Miami, hats off to Butler, and hats off to Spoelstra. What a
yep,
great job throughout the playoff run so far. What a great
yep.
job.
And then you got so moving on. So you think what do you think? You thinking Miami sweeps Denver here?
Are you kidding me? I'll be surprised if this goes Game 6. I think the Nuggets end up. Do not be surprised. I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. Do not
Game
be surprised
six.
with the
Game
motivational speech
six.
that they just had against LA if they don't sweep Miami. Do not be surprised. That's how good
Oh,
the Nuggets are.
I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah,
A game 6 is a stretch.
it's a
Okay,
stretch. It's a
it's a
stretch.
stretch.
It's
It's
a
a
stretch.
stretch.
Game 5
Ga-
maybe. I'm going to go
game
ahead and
game 4 probability. Yeah,
I'm calling sweep, dude.
yeah,
I'm calling
yeah.
sweep.
I
I
don't.
am. I am. I
I,
think what you'll
Dem-
see too, and you got to think too, man. There's early season history between these two. I forget which player it was, but he checked Jokic pretty hard and threw him off balance, and then Jokic like shouldered him in the back and like just hammered him onto the floor, and then before you know it, after the end of the game, there's like 6 of the Miami Heat waiting for this dude to like come into the elevator. Jokic's like, nah, dude, I'm not doing
Oh
all
yeah,
that. You
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
there's some definitely hatred between those two right now, just because of the physical altercation between those two players. But I got the Nuggets 4-0, man.
Yeah,
I
they
got the
can
Nuggets
hate all.
4-0.
They can carry that hatred with them, but it ain't gonna help them win.
Nah, it ain't, dude. When you got like I said, when you got a guy that can shoot with the ball from behind his head off of 1 foot over a center and swish it, the stars are aligned, man. The stars are aligned.
Yep. Well, now moving on to the NHL finals. You had Vegas. They went 4-2 over Dallas, and then damn, Florida swept the Hurricanes.
I did not see that one coming. I did not.
I
Your boys, dude, your boy.
I tell you,
Every
man,
single time, I'm like,
love
I'm
them,
not gonna jump
love it,
on the
love it.
bandwagon. I kind of jumped on the bandwagon last series or the series before, but then the Carolina series, I was like, you know what, man, Carolina's got some championship pedigree, dude. No way are they gonna. And then the Panthers just come in and just show their claws and just tear them to shreds. I have to say, you did. You called it at the beginning. I did not expect the Panthers to get this far. An eight seed, just like the Miami Heat, an 8 seed, another team out of Miami, showing their rear, and just coming on in and just proving everybody wrong on a consistent basis throughout these playoffs and making it to the finals.
Last seed, right? They were one of the
Yeah, they
last
were
seeded
eight
teams
seed.
in the
Yeah, they were
playoffs.
eight
Yeah.
seed out of the freaking East, man. 8 seed out of the East, dude. Yep.
So
Yep.
so now they got another juggernaut to go against in Vegas, and Vegas is on a roll. So man,
Well,
but I think they'll get it done. I mean, you sweep the Hurricanes like bro, that wasn't supposed to happen.
well, I can tell you this, man. I can tell you this. Uh, I did call. All right, this is the crazy thing. So I did say Golden Knights would make it. I didn't think it would be the Panthers. You said the Panthers would. So I have to stick with my Golden Knights here. Otherwise, I wouldn't be holding true to myself.
Yeah.
The Golden Knights, with just the championship pedigree, the ownership from top to bottom, their coach is outstanding. They have one of the best goalies, if not the best goalie in hockey. I think that's going to be the trademark that gets the Golden Knights over. I'm going to say Knights in 6. I'm taking it. You're going to say Panthers in probably 6 or
No.
7. There's no way
7.
the Panthers are sweeping the Golden Knights.
No, they got a game 7.
You think in Game 7?
You don't if Vegas is gonna win. I mean, they're gonna have to beat Florida. I mean, beat them.
Beat them.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
them boys are determined to win. They believe they can win, and that's the thing. You can be the smallest dude on the team, but if you believe, you'll be one of the best players on the team.
Oh, without a doubt.
I truly believe that Florida believes that they can win all of this. I believed it in the last series when they swept the Canes. So it's an uphill battle because Vegas is very good, but I still think at the end of the day, Vegas is not going to go down without a fight because I mean, they're great, but
Yeah.
I think it goes to Game 7, and I think it's just one of those. I'm a sucker for storytells, man. That's the thing about sports. I love the storytell. Like, I love the team that's not supposed to make it that does. That's why I love the NCAA tournament, even though we don't ever see one win it. But still, it's awesome to see that freaking 16th seed get all the way, to
Elite
to
Eight,
Elite
Final
Eight.
Four
Yeah.
type stuff. Yeah.
It's just fun to watch. And even in pro sports, because with pro sports, even though you may have a team that's more talented than the other, they're still pro athletes, man.
Oh,
You
yeah.
still got ballers on both sides.
Oh,
And
both sides.
if you've made it to the finals, bro, you were either the best or the second best team in the league, right?
Right.
And you're about to find out. So that's it. There is no other. That's it. It's just you and this other team. And I think when you're the underdog and you've been beat down all season and crap, and you come in and you can win like this, and you only got one series left, it's time to put it all on the table, right?
I agree.
It's time to go to the wall and see, and just, you have nothing left to lose now. This is it.
Well,
So
so you're saying Florida in Game 7,
yes.
and I love that take. I agree with everything you just said. So you're saying Florida in 7. I'm saying Vegas in 6.
Okay.
I'm saying Vegas in 6. And just to give you update, 5 minutes 48 seconds into the second quarter, Miami 37, Nuggets 43. Okay, so I have an interesting topic that I'm going to go ahead and talk about. It's a little early, but I think it's something that we can go ahead and discuss. And at the end of it, I'm just going to let you say whether you agree. And if you agree, great. If you disagree, just tell me the name of the person that you would put in that spot. So the topic that I'm talking about is the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL right now. So with no further ado, this is going to be a name that I know that you're going to disagree with, but I think has the potential just because of what he's got around him. Now the ownership is just absolutely abysmal. However,
number 10.
This is number 10. This is number 10. Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott. I see you smiling already. Now hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Yes, his last season was hot garbage. However, which Prescott are you going to see in Dallas this upcoming year? Because last season he injured his thumb week 1, missed 5 games, was never really quite right afterwards. Can we agree on that? He just never really got into the swing of things. And despite only playing 12 contests, and this isn't helping my cause at all, but it's leading into something else, Prescott still led the NFL with 15 interceptions. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Now hear me out. The Cowboys have seen Prescott thrive before. In 21, he threw for just under 4,500 yards and 37 touchdowns. In 2 years before that, threw for just under 5,000 yards and 30 touchdowns. If Dallas can get that version of Prescott, which he should be healthy when the upcoming season comes up, and with some of the same players and new talent around him, there's no reason why Dallas should not be a Super Bowl contender, because we've even said that over the last 6 years. How the heck these guys have not won it is beyond me. But I honestly feel that if Dak can have those kind of seasons like he had in 21 and then in 20, I think that they have an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl.
I love it. I love it. You want to know why? Because all 32 teams at the beginning of the season all had the equal chance to make it to the Super Bowl, including the Cowboys. And
Right.
That's about as far as it goes. So,
yeah.
But good. I do agree that Dak is a good quarterback. But at this point, at this stage in his career, he's starting to become a little bit more injured. So, longevity is going to be an issue with him, staying healthy. But he's talented, man. I mean, he always puts up good yardage when he plays, and he always puts him in a position to win when he plays. So, it's fun to hate on Cowboy fans, but the reality is they should be a top 10 Super Bowl contending team every year. They always have the talent to do it, but they just
there's poison in the front office. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
Especially
when the crypt takers running stuff.
You like that?
Number 10's okay.
Okay. All right. Number 9.
Oh, did you want me to tell you who I replace him with now, or when you let me wait till you get done? Well, let me wait till you get done, okay?
Okay. All right. Number 9, Matthew Stafford. Okay. Now hear me out. Once again, these get better as we go, but I have to state my argument. Now, Stafford threw for just under 5,000 yards and 41 touchdowns during Rams' Super Bowl run. all right, which was an outstanding season. He went there and did exactly what he was supposed to do, which even quarterbacks have done that before and have not accomplished that. Okay, so there's that right there. Okay, so he has a winning pedigree. Also, here's the thing. That year, he did also lead the league with 17 interceptions, but he's a high volume passer. Everywhere he goes, when he was with the Lions, they wanted him to throw. And he's got an elite arm. The problem is his decision making is what really, really kind of hinders his ability for me at times. But when he's healthy, in my opinion, he absolutely belongs in the top 10. Last year, he was limited to 9 games. And this year, he'll return with a roster low on talent. But the only big name that's returning on the offensive side of the ball is Cooper Kupp. That's it. That's the only big name that's returning on the offensive side of the ball. So in order for the Rams, and here's why I'm saying he belongs in the top, because I don't think that there's any other quarterback that you put in this system right here that as long as he plays well and stays healthy, he alone could make other players around him better and get them to the playoffs. So in order for them to really, really do well, the Rams, it all relies on him. And in order for them to get there, I mean, he's just going to have to play great, almost like an MVP style season.
Yeah, see, I saw him do that in Detroit, and it didn't work out. And I don't think that's going to work out for him this year. They're way too low on talent. And Stafford's at this point in his career where he don't have, from the shoulder injuries and crap, I don't know how much Stafford really has left in the tank. Plus, he won a Super Bowl. And a lot of times, you don't really know what guys' mentality are after they reach that pinnacle, right?
That's true.
We couldn't really see what he did last year because he was hurt for most of the season.
Yes.
And how motivated is he to win a Super Bowl? How motivated is Sean McVay to win a Super Bowl? Like, the way they've gutted this team because of the way that they traded away their draft picks, they're not really set up for any success. So it's hard to look at a team that is not a Super Bowl contender, but yet go, okay, we got to go in here and try to contend for a Super Bowl this year. It's going to be an uphill battle for Stafford, McVay, that whole staff. That it's going to be an uphill battle for them, especially in that division too. That it's going to be rough for the Rams. So, I think Stafford, if he was more like in Peyton Manning or Tom Brady's situation, or the situation he originally went into LA, yeah, he could have another probably really good season. But the mess that he has right now, and coming back from that shoulder surgery, I don't know, man. I don't personally, I don't see him as a top 10 QB this year. But
okay, so let's go ahead and play my game then. So, just real quick, what's a name that you would throw in that number 9 spot?
A lot of people would disagree with, and it wouldn't be number 9. It would actually be number 10, but it would be Russell Wilson.
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Russell Wilson, he's got a lot to prove coming up too.
And he will. He will.
Ironically enough, not on. And like I said, this is before we started doing the show. This is all subject to maneuvering.
Right.
Yeah, it's all subject to maneuvering. And this is all pre. Nobody's even thought about taking a freaking snap yet. So, all right, moving on. All right, number 8, Aaron Rodgers. I hate this guy. I do. He's beat up my Bears for half my life. I don't like him. However,
majority owner of the Chicago Bears.
However, yeah, he's the mayor of Chicago. Screw that guy. So, however, you know me, I'm an NFL fan first before I'm a Bears fan. Yeah. I give respect where respect is due. Rodgers, 39 years old. He's won the MVP award 2 out of the past 3 seasons. That's gangster enough right there for him walking on into the Jets. Now, they are hoping for Rodgers to kind of revert back to his MVP ways. And in order for Rodgers to do that, he needs to have the accompaniment, which he will have with the Jets. I think we can both agree on that. Really, all that they are missing, if they are going to do any type of run at this point, is a quarterback. They don't want an extension of him from last year. That's that's the big thing. It doesn't help my number 8 cause, but I do want to mention. Do you know that he did not throw for one 300-yard passing game last year? Not one,
Mm.
not
I
one.
didn't know that.
And still, he's an elite talent. He has the resume of a first-time Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer. And they got a boatload of talent around him, man. Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, who's that hot running back? Brees Hall. Dude, I think that with this right here, Aaron is still in the top 10, and I got him at number 8.
Yeah, I agree with Aaron being in the top 10. And actually, I would probably have him around number 8, 9, somewhere in that top,
Okay.
that frame.
Okay, cool.
With Rodgers, the thing, Brady made a very interesting point because everybody kept talking about him retiring, and he was like, he really didn't want to retire because the game has slowed down so much for him. He was so much older and played for so long, he saw everything, right? He was like, there's nothing a defense can do that I haven't seen before. Rodgers is in that twilight right now.
Oh yeah.
Like, Rodgers can get up to the line, and you're not going to do much to fool Aaron Rodgers. But the
No.
thing is can Rodgers' body uphold like Brady's did? Because now Rodgers, arm talent-wise, is still there. He still has a strong arm. His head's still really into the game, but will his body be able to would take it? And plus, remember, they're playing an extra game now. That started last year. That's a really long season, especially for a 39-year-old that, look, Aaron Rodgers doesn't take care of himself like Tom Brady did, I mean, Aaron Rodgers really looks like an alcoholic uncle. I mean, he looks
like a used
rough,
car
bro. God, he looks like a used insurance sales. Like, he
Like,
looks horrible.
Yeah.
It's bad.
He looks like he sells insurance to like drug dealers.
He looks like he played quarterback for Green Bay for like 20 years.
Yeah, that's
what
exactly
he looks
what he
like.
Let's
He
just
looks
say
like
he's
Brett
going on
Favre.
until he went. Although I will say this, I do like the clean cut, shaven Aaron Rodgers
Yeah.
that I saw when he did the press
Yeah.
conference.
Yeah.
He took 10 years off of him, man. That wacky haircut he had, along with
Yeah.
that stupid. He looked
Yeah.
a lot better. He looked a lot better.
He looks
so
like
you
he
like
looks
Aaron
yeah.
you like Aaron
He
at
he looks like a true greaser now. So yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Number 7, Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
All right. So he finally got paid. Thank the Lord. He finally got paid. That was a numbing irritation that I had to listen to every day. It was like oh my goodness. It was like nails on a chalkboard at some point. But the Ravens have also invested in weaponry around him. $18 million deal. They got Odell Beckham Jr. And they got that big name receiver in the first round, Zay Flowers. I think that's going to help him out. Now, Jackson has never thrown for a 4,000 yard season yet, and he's probably the quarterback out of this entire list, if not the NFL, with the most electric skill set in the league. I mean, the guy can just every single time he takes the snap. I mean, even more so than Mahomes, he's doing just like these, like he's playing in the backyard with his buddies. And if Flowers and Beckham works out, Baltimore's offense could take off under the new coordinator, Todd Monken, which was a huge pickup. And if Jackson stays healthy, and I hate that cliche, I hate it so much because it's such a big if in the NFL, especially at the quarterback position. But if he can stay healthy, he could have a killer freaking year. I really believe that he'll have a killer year, but it's just the health issues that I hope stay aside. But that's where I got Lamar Jackson right now.
Yeah, I'd probably have Jackson up a little bit higher. I'd probably have Jackson around number 5 on my list.
Okay.
Just for the main reason of if you took Lamar Jackson and put him on any team in the NFL, they automatically become playoff contenders. All right.
Yeah, I agree.
You will not win a Super Bowl with him. Okay, don't get me wrong. You're not going to win a Super Bowl with him, but you will make the playoffs with him. Um, will that's the thing about Jackson and Baltimore. I'm always like they do a good job like utilizing his skill set, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm like, how long can he withstand that? Like the running offense and him scrambling and stuff like that, you know. To me, you have a limited window with him, you know, and you're in that limited window right now. And if you can't find a way to win a Super Bowl with him, I would say within the next 3 years, your window's gonna close because he's so dynamic, he's so athletic, but you can see it starting to take a toll on him.
Right.
I mean, you're talking about grown ass men hitting you. This isn't college ball. I mean, these are dudes like it's like getting hit like by a Mack truck.
Yeah.
And I mean, and he's the great thing about Jackson, he's so elusive. It's hard to get that solid hit on him, you know?
Right.
But the thing is when you do get that solid hit on him, how long does it take him out? Like, is that the one that does it? You know, the same thing with, and I know he's on your list, but I will get to Josh Allen, I'm sure at some point. But he's in the same predicament as well. You know.
I agree. I agree. And this is all provided that Jackson stays healthy too, because he hasn't been healthy for the last 3 years.
Right.
He hasn't been healthy for the last 3 years. Okay, so all right. Moving on to number 6. I like this one a lot, and I hope you agree with me on this one because this was a hard pick for me. But I'm gonna go ahead and put Trevor Lawrence here at number 6, and let's get rid of his rookie season. Okay, let's get rid of his rookie season. The Urban Meyer thing was a nightmare from the get-go. It was just a nightmare. Just from the front office down to the locker room, nobody wanted that guy there. I don't even know why they brought him in to begin with. But Lawrence broke out with Doug Peterson. Can we both admit that? I mean, he broke out, man. And throwing for 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns against only 8 interceptions, and finally getting the Jaguars to an AFC South title. Like, dude, I mean, you got to put the kid in the mix at this point. I mean, you have to. You really do. To have that rookie year that he had, and then to have this ultimate bounce back year. And I mean, it was so electric. It was such a big story. I just don't see this. He was such a winner when he was in high school. He was such a winner when he was in Clemson. Now he's gotten a taste of what this is like in the NFL. I mean, the kid's just not going to back down. He's a winner everywhere he goes. And the other thing is, too, especially with the addition of receiver Calvin Ridley on the perimeter, I'm looking for a Pro Bowl, is what I'm looking for. I think he'll make it to the Pro Bowl this year.
Yeah, he should throw well over 4,000 yards this season. He should be a top 10 quarterback.
I think he'll still be on this top 10. I think he'll be on this top 10 list throughout the entire season.
Yeah, if you're fantasy football, he's a top 5 quarterback to take this year because
that I would agree with as well.
Yeah,
he didn't break my 5, but because we only have like one season to look at. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We only got one season to look at.
But stats wise, he will put up the stats. Like he's kind of like Justin Herbert. Like Chargers aren't going to be winning a Super Bowl, but Justin Herbert's still going to throw for like 5,000 yards this season. It is what it is. And I believe Trevor Lawrence is in that same category but I believe the Jaguars can actually win. I think they'll definitely make the playoffs this year. But
I agree.
With all the talent around him, I think his potential has no limit in the NFL. So I expect to see him continue to improve, and then we'll be talking about him like we're talking about the Burrows and Mahomes, you know.
I believe he could potentially be in that topic of range without a doubt. All right, so moving on to number 5. We were just talking about him. Justin Herbert, Los Angeles Chargers. Uh, you know, he's thrown for 5,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, despite playing with a rib injury, which is tough enough to me. I mean, to still be able to take the snap, drop back, extend your body, throw the ball, anything dealing with your ribs or having to breathe, dude, that's tough enough for me. That's tough enough for me. Plus, the guy's a winner. You know, the Chargers haven't fallen apart. Let me retract that. The Chargers have fallen apart consistently in big spots. Last year's won the 27-0 meltdown to the Jaguars, as a matter of fact, in the wild card round. But in my opinion, as far as just overall natural talent, as far as just kind of being able to do it all, he's one of the guys up there, definitely in my top 10. That's why I got him at number 5. He just needs to win on a more consistent basis. That's kind of his crutch right now. But I think if you were to say put him on any team on the brink of winning a Super Bowl that needed a quarterback, I think he could be your guy easily.
Yeah, he carried my fantasy team last year. I mean, the only reason I won games was because of Justin Herbert somewhat. So, and he played pretty much with injured ribs throughout a couple of games last year, and he still put up good stats. He's a baller. I never expected this kid out of Oregon to do this in the NFL. I was shocked when his rookie season how well he played, and then last year he played so well. If they can just keep him upright and keep him happy and keep talent around him, he'll continue to do well there. But man, that team. You're right. They're a mess. They're not going to win the Super Bowl, man.
No,
It just
I think what ends up happening with him too is I think he'll end up moving. I think he'll finish out his contract, and then I think he's already up. I think he's already upped his level of QB play and what he's worth. And there's going to be a team out there that's going to be right there on the brink that's going to want to bring somebody in, because I think all the big names will have already been kind of taken, so to speak. So
unless if LA opens the pocketbook for him, though, he may stay.
He may stay.
Yeah.
He may stay. All right, moving on to number 4. I got Jalen Hurts, Philadelphia Eagles. He made a tremendous leap in his 3rd season. He's definitely outside of that Alabama, Oklahoma, shadow. He's completely shed that off his shoulders without a doubt. The thing that I liked about him, 4,400 yards total offense on his own, along with 35 touchdowns of offense on his own. He showed everything that you could want, despite the second quarter fumble, but he bounced back with 304 passing yards and 4 total touchdowns with a 103 QB passer rating. That's tough enough, man. That shows me that you have that it factor. That shows me that you have that. I messed up. Let's get back in the huddle. I completely forgot about the play before. I don't even know what you're talking about. Let's just go. And I love that, man. I love seeing that type of quarterback play. He's tough. He runs hard. He's accurate. He's got a strong arm. He's smart. I mean, dude, this guy's gonna be dangerous for a long time in the NFL, man.
I agree with you. I was wrong about him. Because when he came out of Oklahoma, I just always saw him kind of like the 2nd string guy. Couldn't get it done at Alabama. Then went to Oklahoma. Couldn't get it done there. I don't know why, though. Because when I watched him play this year, I was really cheering for him. And I was like, man, I really hope this dude keeps it up. In the Super Bowl, I was real neutral. Like, I didn't really care who won, I watched Philly beat the Patriots, so I wasn't like, oh yeah, let's go Philly. And then Mahomes, we've seen them win before, so to me it wasn't like this big one team just needs to win. Like when Cincinnati was playing, I was like, I wanted Cincinnati to win. you know.
Yes.
Um, but anyway, I digress. But yeah, I think he's gonna have a great season, and I think Philly. Hopefully, they don't have that hangover where you lose the Super Bowl and then you just kind of don't make it back the
I
next
don't
year.
I don't
I don't
I
see
don't
that
foresee
either.
that happening.
Yeah,
I
I don't
don't.
either.
I really really
I
don't.
think he's gonna have a great season. I agree with everything you said.
So do I. So do I. My so moving on. My number three is Josh Allen of the
Yep.
Bills. Um, you say what you want about this guy once he got into the playoffs, but I mean, yeah, everything kind of fell apart. But this upcoming year is going to be huge for him after being the near consensus favorites to win the Super Bowl last season. They were bounced out of there by the Bengals. But for Allen, his numbers were almost identical between 21 and 22. And in 21, he was lights out. And he was lights out last year, too. You know, bad in the red zone. But aside from that, his deep ball, his drop back, his reading within his 3-step drop is just it's one of the best in the NFL. And considering how fast he's come along as well too, I mean it's just going to show how these young quarterbacks, once they figure it out, how fast they can maneuver and just make great freaking plays. He accounted for 5,000 total yards and 42 touchdowns. That's huge.
Hmm.
That's huge at any level. That's huge. And that is primarily the main reason why I have him in as a top three quarterback right now in the NFL.
Now I'm gonna say this to you, okay? And think about this. You would say most teams, if the starting quarterback goes down, their chances of playoffs diminish greatly. We all know that.
Yes.
But Buffalo is one of those teams that if Josh Allen gets hurt, their season's done. Okay?
Done. Done.
Done.
Done.
He accounts like for 80% of their offense. It is ridiculous how much they depend on Josh Allen. And what is going to happen, just like Cam Newton, they're going to run him into the damn ground. And then once they do that, he's not going to be able to play at that level anymore. And to me, maybe Buffalo is trying to protect him, but Josh Allen sure as hell ain't trying to protect himself when he's out there running around like he is. We see
Well,
how he plays. And we know, look, hey, you're a baller. I get it. But you're also we have invested millions of dollars in you. And we get it. Like you want to win. But we don't need you breaking your neck week 12 against the damn Jets who've only won 2 games this season. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I got you.
Like, we need you to think a little bit more smarter about how longevity is going to get you to the Super Bowl,
Of
right?
course.
Look, the Bills were beat up. By the time they got to the playoffs, all of them cats were beat up. Now, I
Yep.
know most teams are like that, but I think especially the Bills, and I think especially Josh Allen. When you're accounting for that much of your offense and you're having to play 18 games in the season, then you got to go into the playoffs and you got to play a wild card game. Dude, it is a lot. And when you don't have a team that can take that load off your back when you need you're not going to be able to win the Super Bowl. And unless Josh Allen can just steroid it up throughout the entire season and get through it, I just don't know how he can withstand it. And he, too, has a very, very small, limited window. I believe his window is closing quicker than anyone else in the league, just from his health standpoint of being able to run around and crap. Because he plays so careless, I feel that at some point it's going to end up biting him hard.
Well, and that's one of the reasons why I put him in that top three right now, because as of right now, him healthy, coming back, if he plays smart ball, I still believe whether they make the playoffs or not, I still keep him in the top 10, especially if he stays healthy. I hate that cliche, man. I hate that.
I agree.
But my point is, even if they don't make the playoffs, you still have to say this guy is one of the elites in the game right now, and definitely in the top 10.
Yeah.
He may not be a
Yeah.
3 come mid-season, but if he's
No,
still
no, he
upright
will.
and playing
He will.
well, I still think he can remain in the top 10.
No, he will. He'll still get it. That's why I said his window is still he can still get it done. He can
Right.
still get injured, still get it done, but it's gonna take its toll on him. And that's why I feel that window is getting shorter and shorter because you can only take and that's the thing is like them cats don't like let up on you because you get older, you know?
No,
I mean,
no, they want to
unless
beat you
you
up more.
exactly,
Yeah.
unless you like just fall down when they come at you like Brady, then that might be the only way that
Well,
you don't get beat up, you know. But
he's just gonna have to play smart. But like I
hmm
said, dude, he's man, just
yeah,
right now, before the kickoff, unless he proves me wrong and just does something really stupid and hurts himself in game 2 or game 3 and he's out for 6, 7 games, whatever the case may be, this guy's definitely my top 10 right now.
yep.
All right, moving on, moving on. All right, number 2, your man, my man, Joe Burrow, baby. I love this guy.
I
I
already had it
do. I
typed
love
in.
this guy. Dude, the last 2 years, he has established himself. He looks like he's been in the league 10 years, man. This guy has
Yeah,
just enjoyed team success largely because of him reaching a superstar or reaching a Super Bowl and consecutive AFC title games. He's thrown for 9,000 yards and 69 touchdowns over the last 2 years. Dude, that is insane. And while he doesn't have the raw athleticism like your Allen or your Jackson, this guy is laser accurate, man. Laser accurate. He puts deep balls in in sippy cups that you find off of golf courses, man.
yeah.
I mean, nose right in the tip of the cup. And when he performs and the game is on the line, the guy just man, he just wins, dude. He's such a rare talent. He's such
Yeah,
a rare talent.
yeah. I see Joe playing for a long time. I see him winning a
Play
couple of
smart
Super
ball.
Bowls. Yeah, I'm big fan. No disagreements there. Totally agree.
All right, and we both know who I'm going to say for number 1. Go ahead and say his name.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes.
There you go. There you go. He's unquestionably the best quarterback today, right now.
Yeah, there's
You might
no
disagree with me, but
there's not even a there. We don't even have to go into why.
yeah.
Like,
Listen,
we all
I'm not
know.
even going to go into depths here. I do have some notes, but the one thing that I will say, he's already won 2 Super Bowls, 2 Super
hmm
Bowl MVPs, and 2 NFL MVPs. Do you know the only other 2 players to do that are?
What?
No. One
No,
would be
I
Joe
don't.
Montana, go
Hmm.
Irish, and the other one would be Tom Brady, your Wolverine.
Yeah, look at that.
Those are the only 2 that have done that before him. That is some excellent company to be in, dude. That is some
That,
excellent company. I, I,
that
I will say
is.
this too. After 5 years, he's a Hall of Fame lock.
Yeah,
After 5 years, dude, he's a Hall
yeah,
of Fame
yeah,
lock.
yeah, yeah. He's already Hall of Fame lock.
Like, dude, like he could retire tomorrow. He'd be your first man.
Yep.
So
All
again, I'm
right.
not even gonna go. I had like this whole thing here where I was just gonna like totally like swing from his lowers, but no reason to. Yeah,
Yeah,
but dude, once again, 2 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 NFL MVPs, and the only other 2 players to do that are Joe Montana and Tom Brady. Yeah, dude.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
There's nothing else to say. He's he's
Well,
he's the man right now.
I'm pretty solid with your top 10. I think the only disagreement's probably right there at the 10 spot, but hell, that's a arguable spot for anything that's at 10. So,
Is Dak
um
was it Dak or was it
so
Matt?
what's that?
Was it Dak Prescott or was it Matt Stafford?
No, well, both of them.
Both of them. Okay, so
Yeah.
quick question. You got like 60 seconds here. Then we got to dive into your segment here. So who would you put at the 10 spot and who would you put at the 9 spot?
10 spot. I think that's a tough question. I think I said Russell Wilson.
You did say Russell Wilson. You did say Russell
So I
Wilson.
think I would have Wilson. I would have Wilson at 9. And man,
Say it. Are you about to say Tonga below?
no, hell no.
Oh, okay.
Nah, I'm actually gonna give some respect on a dude's name that I never have, and that's Geno Smith. I'll take Geno Smith at number 10.
All right. I was gonna put Goff. Goff was
Yeah,
my second.
golf could
I
make.
was gonna put Goff.
Daniel Jones probably could make an argument for somewhere up there
Yeah,
near the
yeah, I
top
like that
10.
one too. I like that one
But
too.
I just throw some respect at Geno because he was what he was able to do last year, and no one thought he was going to do crap,
No.
and get them to the playoffs. So I mean, that's why I said Geno. You know what? I'll give it to you, top 10. If he can do what he did last year again this year, he will be a top 10 quarterback.
All right. Hey, I feel really bad right now because we're sitting at 46 minutes. So I need you to go ahead and jump on into yours, and I will let you know when we're 2 minutes out. So I feel bad my segment ate it up a lot, but I feel that was fun, man. I like that a
Yep,
lot.
yep.
That was good.
So the only thing I'm going to talk about is because we see this shift where Boston just had these meltdowns, right? The first you want to talk about is the last 10 years, like some of the great moments that have happened in Boston, like Super Bowl 51. 28-3, come back, win 34-28. Only time to lead in the game is when they scored the winning touchdown in overtime. The Red Sox beating the Yankees. They came back 3-0, down 0-3 in the ALCS. I remember watching that. That was unbelievable. Kurt Schilling, the bloody sock.
The bloody sock.
Yeah. You had these games, and then like the Bruins, they beat the Maple Leafs in the Game 7, the quarterfinals. I can't remember what year that was, but anyhow, those were some big moments that Boston had. And then the Patriots have won multiple Super Bowls. The Boston has won multiple World Series. Bruins have won the Stanley Cup. Even with Garnett, the Celtics won the NBA championship. So, I mean, a lot of championships running through Boston. And then, like, as I'm watching, the past 2 weeks, I start thinking, I'm like, man, how it's downfall, right?
Right.
You look at the Patriots. Brady leaves the Patriots after 2019, and they miss the playoffs 2 out of 3 years. And the 2 years they make the playoffs, they get eliminated the first round. Like, it's not even close. You know what I'm saying? So, or the 1 year they made the playoffs. I'm sorry.
Right.
And then you fast forward, you look at the Bruins. Bruins were up 3-1 against Florida. And really, with Game 4 and 5, they should have won, and they
Not to
didn't.
mention the best regular season in NHL history.
That's another thing, right? Best regular season schedule. Tells you that don't mean shit, huh? But and then to get beat like that, I was like, man, come on, I mean, they lose 3 games in a row to a last place seed in the playoffs. I mean, maybe not as bad as the 2010. They were up 3-0 on Philly and had a historical collapse, which they lost that. But seriously, come on. And then we were talking about the Celtics earlier. The Celtics were the number 2 seed coming out of the Eastern Conference. Then, you have Milwaukee looking like they were going to run things because they were the number 1 seed. And Miami's number 8. Miami takes care of the number 1 seed. So if you're Boston, you're like, shoot, this is a crapshoot. Like, we got this, right?
Right.
And I mean, and then they beat a tough Philly team, which was arguably probably the team out of the East to beat, in my opinion.
I
And
agree.
then you go against Miami, which is the 8th seed. And it's like,
Not only
you
the
should,
eighth seed, but the lowest scoring
the
regular
lowest.
season team in the NBA.
And it's like, all right, you guys got this. Get down 0-3 and make a comeback. Make a comeback to tie the series 3-3. And then you get the game 7 in the Garden and you just shit the bed. You just lay a dud, man. And I'm like, what happened? Like, what? I mean, no disrespect to Miami, and no disrespect to Florida. We know how I feel about Florida, but still, what the hell happened here? And it's like, man, is the dynasty of Boston sports gonna go back into the Bambino drought? Are we seeing the end of a long era of championships for the past 10, 20 years in Boston? I just thought it was real interesting watching those teams, and normally you're used to seeing those historic comebacks, or you're just like, man, if a team's gonna do it, like I said in the last episode, if a team's gonna do it, it's gonna be from Boston because that's just what they've done. That's just historically what they've done. And then to watch them do that, I was like, oh man, that what a turn, But I'm sure for most Boston fans, they've been heartbroken years before they started winning, so that's probably not a huge deal. But still, you got to think of a young generation. Think of the young generation. Think of being born, I don't know, let's say like 2006, or maybe 2000. Let's say 2003.
Oh, Boston is crack-a-lacking, dude. They're just winning
Right?
left and freaking
Like,
right, dude. You
like
feel like
all you.
you're being born into royalty at that point,
That's it.
man.
All
You're being
all you
born
know.
into royalty.
All you know is parades.
Yeah, that's it.
So-
That's it. You're like, which one are we going to this year, Dad?
that's what's crazy. So that poor generation don't know shit. They're about to get they're about to get blindsided.
Well, the blunt truth of how hard it is to win at any level, let alone the professional level, Boston has gotten a serious whiff of that this year. That's for sure. To have your team be the number 2 seed in the NBA, go down 3, win 3, give hope, and then you don't even show up in your game set. You don't even show up. You don't even show up.
Yeah.
And then with the Boston Bruins having the best regular season and losing to the 8th seed Florida Panthers, yeah, that's a kick. That's a kick in the groin. Sorry, that's a kick in the groin.
Yeah.
It's a kick in the groin. And now you're looking at now you're hoping that the Patriots have something coming. You're hoping, right? You're hoping. Hockey season's over with. You're hoping that the Red Sox do something. They won't. So really, your aspirations of anything in Boston as of right now is hanging on the helmets of the Pats visors.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, dude, it's looking pretty grim for Boston right now.
That it is. But with that said, I want to move on to the closing argument because I feel that in each episode we need to make sure we update what's going on with Antonio Brown. He has now offered Cam Newton $150,000 to come play one game.
I hope he takes it.
He won't. He has too much pride, but I would love it. I would if Cam Newton and Antonio Brown play together, I will find a way to go to Albany game to watch that show.
I told you, one way or the other, we're watching that together. We are going to make that happen. I am not missing Cam and Antonio on the same field. And you know what we're going to see? We're going to see Antonio make the call as the head coach, put on his helmet, go out in the huddle, tell Cam what he's going to call after he already made the call as the coach. Cam's going to look at him like a complete freaking idiot, and he's going to throw Antonio a touchdown, and then Antonio is going to say, "See, I told you," and then there's going to be a brawl on the side.
It will.
Yes.
It will. I wouldn't expect anything less, but I do. I know he won't sign it, but man, it would be so awesome if he signed it because, like, think of what it would do for arena football to have Cam Newton and Antonio Brown play on the same team, and then
Well,
B.
You'd be talking about like a whole new era of like it would almost turn into like that 3-on-3 league.
Yeah.
Where like all the big old names.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then to me, just the comical effect of how washed up these two dudes are that they have to play in the arena league says. they gotta go beat up on arena league football players because they suck so bad they can't play in the NFL anymore.
I'd rather watch wheelchair frisbee, dude. To be honest with you.
On gravel.
Yeah, for real. You know what, dude? This is to kind of tap into Cam. The only reason why Cam will not is because if he does sign and say he's abysmal, there's no way that on God's green earth that an NFL team would ever even consider putting him in maybe third string freaking field goal kicker holder. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he will not get on a roster, and that's the only reason why he will not do this is because he's so hell bent on getting onto an NFL roster. And he's still to this day. I mean, he said it again the other day. He still thinks he's better than 32 quarterbacks in the NFL. He said that he's at least better than 15 and that there's 15 teams missing out on what he could bring. And I couldn't disagree with him more. With him more.
If that was the case, then why didn't anyone sign him?
He'd be wearing a jersey.
Why didn't anyone sign him last year? You know?
Well, according to him, he didn't get hired for anything because of his hair. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, dude, if that is the case, and you want to be in something, instead of making it about you being a victim, how about you just cut your hair and then problem solved? But because we all know it wasn't the hair, it's because of your talent, buddy. You are not the man that you used to be, and you will never be. So
there was enough quarterback injuries last year that if Cam Newton was as good as he says he is, he would have been signed. The Rams had to pretty much sign Baker Mayfield for the last couple games because they literally didn't have a quarterback left. You know what I'm saying? If you were that talented, the Rams would have picked up the phone the minute Stafford would have went down. They've been like, all right, we if we're going to save our season, we need to go get Cam Newton. Period. Right?
Nobody's saying, let's save our season and get Cam Newton.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or, you know, it's baffling to think that this dude really does think like, I mean, what I saw out of him in New England, I was like, all right, dude's done. I mean, he couldn't throw curl routes. He had difficult getting the ball. And it was evident, like, he couldn't throw as well. Look, if I'm seeing that as a fan, what the hell do you think NFL teams are seeing? You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
If I as a fan am sitting here wanting him to do well because I don't want my team to suck, and he's sucking ass, and I'm going, wow, Cam Newton sucks. I'm sure an NFL exec's going, holy crap, he really sucks. Like, not touching him. Patriots, what a dumb move. But the Patriots, like, hell, we only paid like $2 million for him, so we're good, and cut ties with him. But still, I mean, come on, man. You know.
He's done. He will never put on a helmet or shoulder pads for the NFL again. You got 20 seconds here to.
That's it.
That's it. You're good?
That's it. That's all I had to say.
Dude, I freaking love it. Sure. So we're going to go ahead and keep this Antonio Brown thing going. I'm absolutely in love with that, by the way. Like, I'm all in. I'm all in.
Keep
all right,
updates
Bird.
on it.
Hey, man, Curbside Sports. Say later, Bird.
Peace out.
All right, buddy.